A federal judge sending a strong message during the sentencing of one of the Colorado funeral home owners who was accused of storing nearly 200 decomposing bodies in a property in Penrose. Today, John Halford learned he'll spend the next 20 years in prison after pleading guilty on fraud charges. Denver 7's Daniel Croyder was in the courtroom as it happened.
This isn't a regular fraud case, that it transpires a lot deeper than that.
In a federal courtroom, John Halford was to be sentenced for conspiracy to commit wire fraud. On its face, a financial crime, making false promises and taking people's money with no intention of performing funeral services. But it's what was allegedly done to the bodies of deceased loved ones and the impact left on the community that had even the judge acknowledging the emotional cost is intertwined.
We were given concrete powder by Return to Nature, but we did think it was my mom's ashes.
Derek Johnson traveled 3,000 miles to give his victim impact statement in court.
We planted a beautiful tree with those fake ashes underneath it. And so now when I look at that tree, it's just a constant reminder of the lies, that house of horrors.
That house of horrors, a property in Penrose where Halford and his wife Carrie are accused of storing 191 decomposing bodies over the course of several years.
Visions of what that building was like, the conditions that my mom were kept in, and where her soul is.
I always want to show up remembering the beautiful part of her, because I constantly am reminded of the ugliness she was found in.
In court, the judge noted the more than $800,000 Halford received from the federal government as COVID relief, money that could have been spent doing right by the families of the bodies already inside of the property at the time, but yet the scheme kept going for years.
They're not remorseful that they did this to us. They're remorseful that they got caught.
A judge sentenced Halford to 20 years in prison. That's even more time than what the prosecution was asking for.
To say, we're not going to put up with this. And I hope we're going to get some good news and state as well.
What this is a step towards healing. And I consider that all of those will be a step towards healing. I don't think that this is something that we'll be able to ever move past.
In Denver, I'm Danielle Croyder, Denver 7.
Can't imagine. And as victims' families mentioned, both the Halfords are facing federal state level charges. John Halford will be sentenced for those August 22nd. Carrie Halford will be back in court in September.